Hello, thank you for joining me in the Charleston Southern University College of Education's virtual open house presentation. My name is Justin Mitchell, and I'm the Director of Undergraduate Programs within the College of Education, and I would like to welcome you today. And I hope that our presentation and time together will briefly share the programs and opportunities that we have within the College of Education, and then I'll give you an opportunity to email me if you have any questions that I can answer, or if you'd like to set up a time to meet with me to discuss specific questions, or we could speak over the phone as well. But I'll tell you, let's begin a little bit about our program. First of all, at Charleston Southern, we have a question that we pose to each of our candidates, and that is, why teach? Why become a teacher? And so our hope is that you feel a calling upon yourself as a future educator that is by God, that you feel a calling by God, and that you feel an internal call to this profession, that this is something you feel passionate about and want to make a difference within the lives of young people. Our conceptual model at Charleston Southern, the College of Ed, is that we prepare competent, caring, and committed educators. Competent in content knowledge, pedagogy, instructional practices, that we believe that you are caring and that you treat students with respect and care and get to know them and who they are and meeting them where they are and helping them be successful. And then finally, to be committed, that you are committed to the profession, committed to being the best teacher you can be for your students, even through these challenging times that we're experiencing right now, where many teachers have come back from spring break and now they are online teachers and trying to facilitate learning for the students in their classroom from afar. And that's something that maybe they weren't prepared to do, but they're committed to the profession, they're committed to their students and being making a difference for them. I'd like to talk a little bit about our programs that we offer within the College of Education. The first program we have is called Child Development. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few moments. We also have Early Childhood, which is pre-K through third grade certification. Elementary, which is second grade through sixth grade certification. Middle grades education, which is grades 6 through 8. Biology education. English education, mathematics education, and social studies education all are for secondary students, grades 9 through 12, which are the high school grades for our program. We also have what we call those P12 certification areas, or pre-K through 12th grade, which include physical education, or PE, music education, and that includes both choral and instrumental. So to break down those a little bit more specifically, the first program that I mentioned was Child Development. And Child Development is a non-certification route that folks choose to pursue if they're interested in going into working in a child care facility that is not a state institution, that requires state certification, private schools. Some folks pursue child development because they are looking to go pursue a graduate degree. For example, we have one person that I know of that was a recent graduate of the child development that went on to get a master's degree as a child life specialist, and that person now works at MUSC in the pediatrics department, helping with the learning of students who are there long term. Our early childhood and elementary education degrees are the two biggest programs that we have, and those folks that are committed to teaching in South Carolina or any other state in the United States as a public school teacher. As elementary, as I said, there's a little bit of overlap with those grades. With early childhood, those folks are pre-K through third grade, and so Typically, these are the folks who say, all my life I wanted to teach kindergarten, or I want to teach first grade, and that's something they're very passionate about, and they know that. Whereas elementary is first, second through sixth grade. These are the kids that are getting a little bit older, and so maybe the little ones are not for you, and you're more interested in the upper grades, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. And so those are the folks that are inclined to do that. Now, we also have the availability for folks who aren't sure which grade they're most interested in to do an add-on certification. And in that situation, you would follow the elementary education program of study and do an add-on certification in early childhood. And that would include you taking a few courses throughout your program, extra courses, to allow you to be certified in those grades. And I think it's about 4 or 5 courses, but we could take a look at that if that's something that you're interested in. All of our certified teacher programs that we have are through the state of South Carolina and include what's called interstate reciprocity. And for folks who maybe home is somewhere besides South Carolina, you would go through the reciprocity process with whatever state you're in. I'm not aware of any states that do not cooperate with the reciprocity program. Basically, if you're certified in one state, that certification transfers equally to another state. So if that's something that you're interested in, or you are from another state, that's something that you can pursue. Next, we'll talk about the middle grades education. Typically, with middle grades folks, they would choose 2 content areas. Typically, folks pair math and science, or ELA and social studies together, but that's not necessarily the case for everyone. I've had some folks who pair English and math together, or science and social studies. So there are lots of combinations, and you decide what's most interesting for you. But that would be a 6th through 8th grade certification for folks that are interested in middle grades. Secondary, I mentioned those earlier. Those are the people that are very passionate about a specific subject, and that's what they want to do. They want to teach high school English, or high school math, or high school social studies, or history, or high school science. And so those are the folks that are going to be certified in that particular realm. Our P12 programs, as I mentioned earlier, and the physical education is kindergarten through, or pre-K through 12th grade. So we try to place folks at a variety of experiences so that they can kind of get the full experience of elementary, middle, and high. Music is also K-12 or P-12, and it's divided into 2 subcategories. First is choral, and next is instrumental. What's the difference, you might ask? For music education, folks that are choral are going to be the people that are teaching music oftentimes in elementary school or middle school, whatever, and teaching chorus or singing types of things, versus instrumental folks who may be more interested in teaching band at either middle school or high school, and or orchestra. They're interested in that particular perspective. So that's the kind of the difference between all of those. So why would you be interested in CSU's education program? Well, first of all of our programs, regardless of which one you choose, put you in the classroom the very first semester at CSU in our Education 201 course. This course puts you in the classroom with a 10-hour practicum experience in which you are observing and assisting to whatever degree the cooperating teacher will allow you to participate, but it gives you a chance to get your feet wet in the classroom. There are lots of colleges, and there are some that are very close to us, that students don't see the inside of the classroom until their junior or senior year. And by that time, maybe they go into the classroom and they say, you know what, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this. And they have wasted time and money. Whereas in our program, we get you in the very first semester. And for many students, it's an opportunity for them to say, yes, this is what excites me. This is what I'm called to do. This is what I want to do. And this validates my desire to do that. And in some cases, students say, you know what, this is not what I thought it was going to be, and this is not what I want to do. And that's okay. We want you to have those experiences, because if you do not feel called to the profession, then we don't want you to pursue that path. And then each semester, you have a variety of courses in which there are gradual increases of practicum experiences, where you're placed in one of the 3 local school systems, either Berkeley County, Charleston County, or Dorchester 2. And so we try to give you a variety of experiences in all of those. And each semester, by the time you'll get more progressive experience throughout your program until your fall of your senior year, where you're in the classroom for 40 to 60 hours in a local classroom and going to school full time. Another benefit is the small class size. Small class sizes in the education department, I would say that probably the largest class that I have seen has maybe been 24, 25. And that's very different from a large institution where there may be far more than that in a class. Another benefit is that we work with our local school systems to make sure that you are prepared to go into the classroom proficient in technology that's being used within the schools around us, such as the smart boards. We have smart boards in every classroom. We model the use of smart boards so that you are prepared to know what you need to do and how to use them when you go into the classroom yourself. We have iPads. We have a class set that professors check out and use those in their classroom. So we stay current with a lot of the technology trends and things like that are best practices, so that you are prepared to enter the classroom ready to go, and you're fully abreast of all of those recent trends and current issues that are moving forward. Another thing that is a strong point for many folks is that going to school in a Christian environment is very different than going to school in a non-Christian environment. And I say that because I went to a non-Christian school, a very large Christian school, a very large public school. CSU has around 3,400 to 4,000 students university-wide. The school where I went has about 20,000 students. And so being in a Christian environment is a great opportunity for you to build relationships with God, to build relationships with fellow believers, to grow in your faith, to see how you can be a Christian in in the public school, how you can share your faith, how you can be a light in the darkness in many situations. Another benefit of CSU's program is that we have a 100% employment rate. All of our graduates are hired. In some cases, I know this past year, I had folks that were in their senior education methods classes, and back in December, this past fall, they were offered jobs for the following August, because our teachers are sought after by the districts locally and beyond. And so our folks do not have a hard time getting a job. Many folks are employed once they begin student teaching, all the way up to throughout the summer. And so I'm not aware of any of our graduates who want to work as a teacher who do not get a job by the time school starts. So that is a celebration for us. And I think it's a testament to our program that I know throughout the summer, I will get calls and emails from principals and districts who say, do you have anyone who has not accepted a job yet, because we're looking for one and we really want a CSU graduate. So this is a great program. We have a great reputation within the 3 local districts and beyond, because I get calls from all over the state. And then finally, I would say one of the biggest things, I mentioned earlier that I went to a large public institution of 20,000 students. I saw my professors when I was in class, and that was it. I saw my advisor when it was time to register for classes, and that was it. At CSU, it's very different. You have the opportunity for close relationships with your professors and with other students. I know one of the biggest surprises for me as a professor when I came to Charleston Southern is, without having that experience of a small school, is I would have students that came into my office just to talk, that wanted to tell me about their day, or tell me about their cat or their dog or their job or their kid or something that's going on in their life, and they wanted to share that with me. And so I have had the opportunity to develop very strong relationships with my students, with my colleagues. I think with the students, there are lots of opportunities for them to develop relationships. There's the student worship, Elevate, that they do. We have chapel. So there's lots of opportunities to be connected and develop those close relationships, which is very different from a large school. I did not have those experiences going to school myself. Let's shift gears just a little bit and talk a little bit about some opportunities that you may take advantage of as you are considering options for schools. One is Teaching Fellows. This is funded by South Carolina, and we have a very strong Teaching Fellows program. The leader for that program is Mrs. Kimberly Baggs. Her email address is listed there on the screen at kbaggs@csuniv.edu. And to learn more about the process for Teaching Fellows, you can go to Sarah's website at sarah.org/teaching-fellows and to learn more about the application and process. But let me tell you a little bit about Teaching Fellows. What Teaching Fellows does is it provides around $6,000 a year to help pay for college. College is expensive wherever you go, and this definitely helps. In addition to other financial aid opportunities that you might pursue, this is one of them. And it's when you move forward with Teaching Fellows, you are committing to being a South Carolina teacher, public school teacher, for as long as you received funds from the Teaching Fellows. So, for example, if you were a teaching fellow for 4 years, then you would be committing to teaching in South Carolina for 4 years. Also, the Teaching Fellows exhibit leadership qualities. These are strong students, they're strong leaders, and it speaks a volume to who you are as a person and who you are as an educator, and that looks really good on a resume as you start looking for jobs. Also, one of the unique things that our program does is that there's a very small family-like atmosphere that Mrs. Baggs has established for the Teaching Fellows. They do all kinds of events. They go to scavenger hunts downtown Charleston. They do dinner cruises. They do Christmas parties. They do lots of things together that creates a support system for students. And many of the Teaching Fellows that I have spoken with talk about the relationships that they established within the Teaching Fellows program their first year that carried all the way through their senior year of college and beyond. So it's a great opportunity. Now, if you're a current senior and you're looking to come to CSU this fall, then this is not an opportunity that unfortunately you'll be able to take advantage of. This is for folks who are juniors right now in high school or sooner, because there's a process that you have to go through. First of all, you have to apply with the Teaching Fellows between September 1st and December 1st of your senior year of high school. So if you, as I said, if you're a senior right now, that ship has sailed, unfortunately for you. But if you're a junior or sooner, then this is something that you'll definitely want to consider. Then applicants are reviewed, they do interviews and things like that in the spring, and then you're notified, I think sometime in the spring, whether you've been accepted or not. Another opportunity that we have that we're very excited about offering beginning this fall is the Call Me Mr. program. For those of you who have maybe not heard of the Call Me Mr. program, this originated at Clemson University and has been replicated across the country. And so we're very excited that CSU is on board to offer their first cohort of Call Me Mr. The contact for that would be Dr. William Ross. His email address is wross@csuniv.edu. If you're interested in pursuing the Call Me Mr. program, you would need to complete an application to both CSU and to Clemson through the Call Me Mr. program. The links are listed there, as you can see, for those. So what is Call Me Mr.? Well, first of all, Call Me Mr. Is a program that specifically focuses on African American males or other minority males who want to teach in South Carolina elementary or middle schools. The goal of this program is to find folks who are interested in that exhibit leadership qualities, and putting those folks, giving them the support to make a difference in the local low-performing elementary schools, and making them mentors and helping them change the dynamic of the local elementary and middle schools. The great thing about this program is it offers up to $10,000 yearly to help pay for college, and so that's something that is definitely appealing for folks who are interested in that program. It, like the Teaching Fellows, is very small family-like. They build a very strong sense of community within the group, and so those are some things that if that's something that you're interested in, please either reach out to Dr. Ross for more information, or you can complete those applications. So we come to the point of questions, and since this is a recording, it's very difficult to facilitate that. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you my email address. My email address is jmitchell@csuniv.edu. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If you're local, I'd love to either set up a phone call with you, or you could, once we are beyond this restrictions of meeting and that things are safe, that we could meet on campus. Or if you're not local, then I would certainly be willing to either do a Zoom meeting with you, or we could do a phone call, whatever's most comfortable for you, to answer any questions that you have. At the very bottom, I have a link. It's tinyurl.com/CSU Education. This will take you to a Google folder in Google Drive that has all of our programs of study that I described earlier, and it has those programs of study listed out, and you can compare those programs of study. You can examine if there's one particular one you're interested in to see what courses are required. It gives you the opportunity to compare and see which ones are more appealing to you if you are considering different ones. But if you'll notice, for each one of them, or for most of them, I believe, we have put together a plan for folks so that they can see what a traditional 4-year model would look like. And so we break it down: semester 1, semester 2. That would be fall of your freshman year, spring of your freshman year. Semester 3, semester 4. That would be your sophomore year. Semester 5, semester 6 would be fall, spring of your junior year. And semester 7, semester 8 of your senior year. You'll notice that last semester 8 only has one class, and that would be student teaching. And so for the fall methods classes, the fall of your senior year, you actually will be in the same classroom, and that would carry over. You would have complete your methods classes requirements there. You get to know the students, the teachers, the school, and then you would roll right into that classroom in January to complete your student teaching experience. So we put all of those together. Again, those are unofficial documents that we have prepared, that we use to help with advising. The registrar's office, the admissions office do not typically use these for advising purposes. We just use them in-house to kind of help. But I thought I would make those available to you just so that you could take a look at those and see if you had any questions. Thank you so much for attending this session, and if there's anything I can do to help you or answer any questions for you, I would be happy to do that. Thank you again for your attention, and I wish you a safe and blessed rest of the day. Thank you.